Forza Horizon 6 just got officially announced with actual gameplay and actual info on the game, and man, we have a lot to talk about. This is your boy Carspec, welcome to this video, and today I'll be explaining why I think Forza Horizon 6 could be the best Forza Horizon ever. So the first thing I want to take note of that you guys should be informed about with this game is that this is the first game since Horizon 2 to be on a new engine, and that is kind of crazy, right? You know, Forza Motorsport has been on this new engine that Turn 10 has created, and since Horizon 6 is the newest game, they're gonna move on to that engine, and that is the case with Horizon 6. And that means there's also no more last gen, no more Xbox One, and that means they're not held back anymore with the overall state of the game when it comes to the you know, all the different features and stuff. They're no longer held back. They can do practically all they would want in terms of the advancements that they would want to put out for the game, and I think that's what's the most important about it. And I think that's why Horizon 5 felt a bit washed out and not as good as the previous Horizon games, because it was held back and it just couldn't do the most it could have, as well as the fact that, you know, this game has also been 4 to 5 years in development. Now this can mean either way in your perspective. This can mean nothing or this can mean something, and to me, with PlayerUnknown's games, this means something. I know that PlayerUnknown's games has always made games that are polished, that are ready to go practically from launch. You know, these guys aren't really Turn 10, right? Although Turn 10 is assisting with them, which I'll talk about in a little bit, PlayerUnknown's games has always made polished games from the beginning with Horizon 1 to the end with Horizon 5. Yes, there's some issues here and there with the game at launch, like with things like the servers not being exactly intact and other things, right? But ultimately, the gameplay and everything about the game is polished. That's something that they always were good at doing, and I'm just gonna assume that, you know, Horizon 6 is exactly the same thing. It's exactly how things are, right? Speaking of the devil, when it comes to Turn 10, well, they're assisting with PlayerUnknown's games with this game. They're assisting PlayerUnknown's games, and this could mean a lot of things. This could mean that, you know, Turn 10 is just really just helping out PlayerUnknown's games with a lot of different things. You know, Turn 10 is the forefront, or, you know, they're the people that made Forza Motorsport, that jump started this franchise, this entire franchise, and without them there would be a lot of you know, we wouldn't have Forza Horizon, right? And they created the engine to start with. Like they made the new Forza engine, and they keep making these engines, and they keep doing all these type of things. And since that, you know, Forza Motorsport, the new one, the reboot, is now canned and not being updated anymore, it just makes them be able to assist PlayerUnknown's games with Horizon 6 and to, you know, just help them out with a lot of different things. And those things could also be the new car models for highly requested cars with outdated models, and, you know, things like the S15 Sylvia, the, you know, other things like a couple of GTRs are having out these outdated models, or from like the Xbox 360 era of Forza games are getting new models with this game, and that's just exciting, man. That's really great. You know, we've been asking for this for a while, and obviously the recent Forza Motorsport has been bashed to death with the fact that, you know, they've been using these outdated models. And a couple of years ago they stated that, you know, they're going to be updating these models, and with the latest title and the newest title, and Horizon 6 is exactly that. So we just have to wait and see. And with that in mind, with all the things, with, you know, this being on a new engine and everything, that brings me to Japan. Now Japan just looks amazing. It looks beautiful. It just looks to be dense and diverse with a wide selection of all kinds of different roads, and it looks to have many biomes with proper seasons returning as well, which is just great to hear. The scale of it overall is just bigger than ever, right? You know, Tokyo apparently being 50 times bigger than any previous city they made in the past, and that's just crazy to think about. Like, this map just might be generational. It's actually insane to me that we're actually getting a proper map that can potentially rival the old Forza maps, you know, Colorado, Southern Europe, Australia. It could be better than those maps, and that's what's exciting about it, man. But another thing that's very exciting and possibly the best part about the game that I'm really looking forward to is the progression. Now, I always talked about the progression with Horizon 6, that it needs to return to the traditional career mode, to the traditional progression system, and no longer just giving you all these different cars in the beginning, right within the first hour playing. No, well, this progression system is exactly that. Exactly bring back that traditional system. Within this game, you start as a tourist, working your way to earn a spot within the Horizon Festival via qualifiers, and that's actually interesting. So you're not even in the Horizon Festival in the beginning. You essentially need to assign yourself within the festival and do these qualifiers to qualify for it, and that's an interesting way of starting the game, which is actually very exciting. I'm really excited to see how this plays out. And another thing that is amazing to see happen is that wristbands are returning. Idea that wristbands are returning just makes things just even better, because this provides a motive for you to want to progress further. Let's say you're in a yellow wristband, you want to get to the highest wristband. Wristbands being in the game alone just makes you feel motivated to want to progress further within the game. So having these alone is just great. And it's not just them being a thing, you know, there's actually things behind these wristbands, right? So essentially, like Horizon 1, you needed to essentially like get a certain amount of points to get this wristband, and also you have to beat a boss beforehand to essentially progress through the game, right? To get to the next wristband and whatever. This game is kind of has a similar thing going on. For this game, there's going to be new event types you have to do that are required for you to do to advance to the next wristband. So there's going to be these new Horizon Rush events where you like do a couple of skills in like these obstacle courses. There was one shown at like Tokyo, where there's going to be a docks at Tokyo, which is very cool, as well as Horizon showcases, which we are all familiar with. I hope these showcases are actually challenging, but we have to see. But that alone is just amazing. And another thing that is amazing, and another thing I've been talking about a lot with these Horizon games, these newer ones especially, is having a proper end goal and end game reward that feels rewarding to actually earn. And that's exactly what this game has as well. For this game, there's gonna be an island you're gonna get access to from beating the game, from getting the golden wristband. You're gonna get this new island you can access with a bunch of other people that beat the game, and that's crazy. That's just amazing. Like, you're gonna have this, is it called Legend Island, where essentially it's just gonna be this whole new area of the map you're gonna get access to with other people that beat the game as well. And that alone is just amazing. Like, having that one reward just makes you want to beat the game already, and the game isn't even out yet, which is just great to hear. And with that, there's also a lot of new features that are coming to the game, like new customizable garages for you to design for yourself and others to look at. So you can essentially design all kinds of different garages within the game and essentially invite your friends to take a look at your customizable garage. And bro, this one feature, man, and there's a bunch of more features that I have to list right now. So we also got an evolution to Event Lab, where you can also create a whole area on the map, on the base map, for you and friends to mess around in. So instead of this, you know, in Horizon 5 there was this like Event Lab island where you just created stuff in that. Instead, there's gonna be an area on the base map, so Japan, where you can just create whatever and you can just invite your friends to mess around within that area, which is just great to hear, man. And another thing as well, which is actually could be revolutionary, is a co-op Event Lab, where you can create courses and maps with friends or other creators, and that's gonna change the game completely. That's gonna change the game. And another thing as well is car meets are returning, is, you know, which is crazy to hear. You know the car meets from Horizon 2 and 3, where you can just hop in and you get this loading screen or whatever, you get to see other people's cars. Well, this time it's going to be more extensive. It's going to be an open world. So I'm assuming you get to drive around and see all the different cars and stuff from other players and stuff, which is great to see, as well as many accessibility features for casuals as well, that most of returning from Forza Motorsport, which is crazy. And I guess that's where Turn 10 comes in handy, because a lot of these features are returning for Forza Motorsport, like the proximity map thingy that was in Forza Motorsport. I never used it, but it's a cool feature that's returning within this game for online. That would be great for online, as well as a bunch of other different features. And they also got this auto drive thing as well, where you can just turn it on and let the car drive in open world for you. So there's a lot of things with this game that is just very exciting, and I'm just so like just bizzed. I don't even know what I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying, that it's just very exciting right now. I'm just very excited for this game. It really seems to me that they have actually listened to what the community had to say about the recent games and adapted to essentially bringing a perfect experience with Forza Horizon 6. And that alone just makes me very excited. You know, there's all of these kinds of different things that is sounding amazing, and I really hope the game turns out that way, that we actually get the perfect Horizon experience. In a way, Horizon 3 was that game, you know, that game that felt like the best overall experience. And I feel like Horizon 6 is gonna take that throne. It's gonna take that, you know, you want the best overall game. That's what Horizon 6 is gonna be, exactly that. And I think that's what's most exciting about it. But anyways, guys, that is it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, leave a like and subscribe. If you want to support me a little more, you guys can hype the video. And there's going to be a lot of more videos on the game. Not until maybe launch, where I actually get the game and I actually get to play the game. But I'm going to be streaming the game practically every week. I don't know how much every week, but I'm going to be streaming the game a lot. I'm also going to be making all kinds of different videos on the game. I have a bunch of ideas just listed within my content plan for this year, that we're just stay tuned for everything with this game, man. It's going to be very exciting. I'm very excited. Hope you guys are excited as well. Just list something within the comments down below of a feature you would want to see return or come to the game that hasn't been seen in the latest Xbox showcase. That would be very interesting to take a look at. I'd like to interact with you guys and to see what you guys have to say in the comments down below. So please do so. But anyways, guys, That's it.
Depot on the
Peace.
beat.